Really excited about the opportunity to go play in the Birmingham Bowl against Texas Tech. And, last 3 years I had a chance to watch that offense and even just watch the job that Coach Kingsbury has done. And it's amazing what he's done with that team, and for them to go win the last game and become bowl eligible. It's a bunch of a team that's really explosive on offense, and then on defense very aggressive. But right now, we're right in the middle of final exams, so our guys are, we're practicing some, but our preparation will not begin until next week. So we're kind of going back and forth for practices and trying to fit it around our final exams, because it's critical that a lot of our players finish up with good grades, and there's some who's going to graduate. I think graduation ceremonies is this weekend. So we just got to make sure that they take care of their academics, and then starting on Monday of next week, we'll start the game preparation for Texas Tech. But, it's see the season end the way it did. It's played a really good football team in Central Florida, and the run that they've made, and just the way we ended that game. Just wish you could have had one more chance to see if we could take it and go score. But I'm just excited for our team and excited for the players.
Pressure does Texas Tech put on a defense? Anything special that they do?
When you face just a wide open offense the way they are, the thing is it's all skill, and they're always trying to find where they can. They're looking for mismatch and trying to get the ball in the right person's hand, and they can score. They can score a lot of points. But you look at some games they've struggled in. I think TCU held them to 3 points. It's been some teams that play really well against them, but then you've also seen where they've been able to explode on offense. But they stretch the field. They make you cover every inch of the field, and it's all about just mismatches and speed on speed.
How different are they this year than they were last year facing up?
I really haven't. You look at a different quarterback last year. They had a first rounder with Mahomes, and he was really savvy. The thing about Mahomes, he would release the ball sometimes, and you say, "Wow, he threw that football," but then they would come down with it. And I think that now the quarterbacks are just much more structured and don't take as many chances that he took.
Now that you've had a chance to digest it, what was the importance of that game against USF? That's one of the best games all year to help put this conference on the map.
Well, you looked at two. You looked at a team that was undefeated, and then your team with one loss, and then it was a rival game, and it was a great atmosphere. And you looked at both teams just back and forth. We got down early. We were able to battle back. But, what I was just really pleased with, just how our guys just kept battling. And whether they, they may get a score, but we match the score. We get a stop, they get a stop. But it's just how hard they played.
Two players we talked to, Dietrich and Tyree, were saying that, it was tough to lose that, but they're just so happy to be able to play again in the bowl game, and it didn't really linger. And for such a big game, is that been the vibe with the rest of the players that you've noticed?
Well, what I did last week is I gave them that last week off, and with the sometimes I think that it lingers longer with a coach than it does with a player. Because if with a player, sometimes they can forget about it in 2 days, and a coach just keeps eating at them. And I was just watching that game at like Thursday or Friday, and you're like, with so many opportunities we let get away from us. But it's sometimes you need to just put it away. But it's just the players had to, we got a chance to go play another game, and then that's what they're looking at, what they're looking forward to.
I hate to rehash this, but their kickoff return, you mentioned after the game, did you have a special coverage team in there?
No, we just missed tackles. You see, we kicked the ball off, and you like to get the ball to the outside, and it was kicked dead down the middle, and we were running down. We had two guys free to miss, and then when he make the last person miss. But what I have is a special coverage team, but it's all defensive backs. So I'm looking at the clock saying, I put my special coverage team in, now we got to go cover them. And they've been running past us, so now we got to sprint, and then we got to come back and play defense. And then all of a sudden I give up a big play on defense because I just ran that group of guys down. But we should have tackled it, and we didn't tackle the ball.
What's the big motivation for this bowl game? Is it the 10 wins? Is it for your seniors? What's the big incentive?
Well, it's just a combination. You like to send the seniors out the right way. You have a chance to get double-digit wins again, and go 10-2, and you're playing against a Big 12 opponent from a Power 5, where you have a chance. You're going to have there's going to be a TV audience again, and we just need to play well, and we need to go win this football game. I tell you what, he is a very exciting player, and and I think that he's right at 12,000 yards somewhere in that area, and so if I said to him, I think his freshman year he played a game and a half, and just think about if you had that game and a half back, and he had another year coming back next year, he really would be something. But just to see him play in the time that he played, it's amazing for him to have the yardage. But he's one of those guys that, when it's time to go play, he's going to show up and play. Even if he have a bad day, he can always bounce back, and it's going to be a play or two in that game, even though it wasn't pretty. But you're going to say, wow, he did make that play. But it's just exciting, and it's our success this season has been because of how he has led this football team, and he's led the team. He doesn't say much. He doesn't say much at all, but just how he goes out and works each and every day, how he's around the players, the relationship he has with them, and usually when you have a guy and he's your best football player, they kind of separate themselves and kind of isolate themselves from the team, which he's never done. And they can all joke with him. Any of them can joke with him, and he's going to joke back with them. Where this team never felt like that Quentin was bigger than them, but he wouldn't allow that to happen. But I've been a part of teams where you get a guy and he's a really good player. He thinks he's bigger than the program. This never happened with him, and that's probably why he had the success that he had, and how he carried himself, and where he just it was about the team, it was about the university, and he never made it about himself, which was, when you look at it, that's really special. But with the way a lot of players are in society these days, they all want to make it about themselves, and he never did.
Has any other schools contacted you about potential jobs?
No, that's all rumors, and I have not been contacted at all.
How big of a deal is this bowl game, not only for the football team, but for USF?
Well, it's big in that it allows us to get to 10 wins. It allows our seniors to go out on a winning note, and then it prepares us now to step into next season, where you go from 11 wins to 10 wins, and now when the new expectations and new team and new season, you can carry over from that, and you can build off of what you've done those last 2 years.
Y'all almost featured Tyree Chance in that game. What did y'all see that made y'all believe he would break out like that?
I tell you, Dad, when you look at, a lot of times looks are deceiving, because you look at McCants and he doesn't look like a receiver because of his size, but it's some of the catches he made in that game, and just how he was explosive. And you look at that first touchdown, I think he drugged a guy 10 yards in the end zone. But he's got a lot of ability, and it's just that, in that game we were able to see some of it. I still think there's a lot more in there. And you remember one catch he almost makes, and the guy's fading away, and he tries to backhand it on his back leg, but he can do a lot of things, and with the ball in his hands, he's so big and strong. And you just think week by week, even in our last game at home, he breaks that long one down the sideline. They can't get him tackled. And I like it when he gets the ball and it's one-on-one, I'm going to say he's going to win it most of the time. A pursuit angle better be coming to catch him.
He's got the speed. He can play at the next level, right?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I think he can do a whole lot now. He's one of those guys, and he can play a lot of different positions too. It's he can. I think that he's a guy that can play running back. I think he can play wide receiver. I think you can do a lot with him, and you can feature him in a lot of different ways.
Is he the best downfield blocker Coach?
Well, he's so wide, so once you're being wide, you can get on guys and they can't get off of you. A lot of times when you're a little guy, you just run through them and you're gonna knock them back. But he can hold. He's got a base where he can sit down, he can block you, he can sit down, put his hands on you. If he gets his hands on you, then he can move you out of the way because of his size.
You guys run that bubble, the screen to him, and you guys get it blocked. 9 times out of 10, he's making his guy miss, and going 15, right?
That's what it is. If you get him in the open field one-on-one, and you get those two guys, like you said, you kick him out and get him on the safety, I'm gonna say he's gonna win it 90% of the time. And it's gotta be one of those tackles where they gotta hit him before he gets started, because if he can catch it and he can get his pass squared up, he's gonna win it, and he's gonna take the ball the distance.